When you want me to talk?
You're good.
Okay. Fly. Hi, this is Wayne. The fly today is called the Green Hornet. It's a pattern that was developed by another guy from Rochester, Minnesota, named Frank Angeletti. And this is what we'll tie today, and this is what it looks like. It's basically a imitation of a case larva, sort of a takeoff of any of the case larva patterns that are out there. The hook that we use is a scud hook, and this is a size 14. And any scud hook that you have will work good on this. And I like to use a black bead. The original pattern had a brass bead on it, but I like the black bead because it looks more like the head of the caddis. I use 8/0 thread, olive, black, whatever color you want to use. It works real well on this. So you start with the thread on the hook. And you tie on some copper wire. I use a small size. Bring it down the bend of the hook just a little ways. Then for the abdomen or the case of the caddis, we use some pheasant tail fibers. And just make a very small tail on there. Make some loose wraps so you can adjust it real easy. That's good. Leave your thread right there because you're going to be wrapping the pheasant tail fibers up against the thread. Take a hackle pliers, grab the pheasant tail fibers. Be careful about the hook point. I like to twist the pheasant tail fibers a little bit. It makes the smaller fibers on them stick out, and it adds a little bit of durability to it. And you wrap the pheasant tail fibers up about 2/3 of the way up to the eye of the hook. It's a very easy fly to tie. Fish down on the bottom of the stream, anywhere that there's caddis, and it works good year round. I know some people like to use it during the winter season, but it works really good year round. And you can tie it in different sizes. I usually tie it in 12, 14, and 16. Once you get the pheasant tail fibers up there, you take the copper wire, just make some wraps, and this just adds a little reinforcement to the pheasant tail fibers. And make a couple of wraps of the copper wire, tie it off, then trim it. For the head of the caddis, I like to use a material. It's an antron blend called Caddis Green. It sort of a fluorescent, bright color, which works real well. Brighter than the actual natural of it is, but that's good because it gives it sort of stands out. The antron dub's a little difficult. You might want to wet your finger, it helps hold it in. And use a lot more than you think you should on this fly. You want that head to really stand out. So first I start wrapping it behind the bead, help hold the bead in place, wrap it up. So it sticks out and it's real evident. Then I take the pheasant tail fibers, put them over the top of the bead, and all this does is just hold, it strengthens the dubbing so it's not going to go out of place. Tie it in. Trim it. Give it a whip finish. And the fly is done. Now sometimes I'll also pick out the antron fibers so it makes it look a little bit fuzzier. But this is the Green Hornet.